Fine, but we should be live here shortly. Gotta catch back up. Transferring all my stuff from Mac's setup to my setup. How's it going, Crazy Coffee Dudes? How's it going, Gwen? Welcome in. Alright, so obviously you guys just came from Max's channel. We still have one tornado warning in effect. This tornado warning is in effect for about another 20 minutes here in parts of Illinois, north of Carbondale. Nothing overly concerning on rotation right now, but still something to keep an eye on. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? Where are we watching from so we can start by hitting a bunch of these areas right off the bat? Oh my god, bro. Right away. Interrogation Files dropped 60 gifted subs and $50 yesterday. Right away today, another 10 gifted subscribers. Thank you so much, Interrogation Files. Everyone who just got gifted a sub, W's in the chat. Everybody thank him. He's been here every single stream, blowing the support out of the water. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? UK, that's the one. We can't cover the weather in the UK. No radar sites there, unfortunately. Indiana, Memphis. Memphis, we got storms coming in there. Probably going to be sub-severe. Going to go ahead and restart my radar Omega here quick. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? How's it going? I don't even have live chat on. I have top chat on. I need to flip the chat mode. Memphis, we got a couple of storms coming in. Non-tornadic, also not even severe at this point in time. One little hail core down here to the south. This might make its way into the southern area of Memphis, but nothing overly significant. Gliswaldo, Peru, Illinois. We'll go ahead and take a look at Peru, Illinois. Peru, Illinois, you are in a special weather statement. Let me flip over to the Chicago radar tower here, which hopefully is working on radar Omega now. Let me check our scan time, 9:55. Yep, this is up to date. The storms are just now getting through you, so you're basically done in terms of severe weather for the day. Southeast Michigan, you're good. Chance of a few scattered rain showers there, but nothing severe. We're almost done with our severe threat. The tornado watch is actually extended all the way to the edge of the marginal risk already with that last tornado watch that we had issued. So we're starting to wind down here. Right now we only have one tornado warning and 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're probably going to be live until we're completely out of warnings tonight, just because we're already almost at that point where we have no more warnings to talk about. Mr. Twister says, I saw you in some of Davis's streams. Thanks for supporting some of us younger enthusiasts. Yeah, for sure. At one point, I was in your shoes. I was a younger enthusiast, or I was a younger weather enthusiast. So I'm always doing my part to give a shout out to the people who are in the position that I was in. I'm not even like 5-10 years ago. Johas, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says hi from Ohio. Pretty much always watching on Max's channel. So cool to see you on there. Yeah, no. I'm looking forward to even more streams with Max. I think the last 3 streams have been really, really amazing and really fun for both of us. Trisha, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Christopher, Illinois. We'll take a look at Christopher, Illinois. You guys are north of the tornado warning, currently in a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. The fact that we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect downstream of this tornado warning tells me that they're going to cancel this tornado warning here shortly. So, yeah, we'll be down to 0 active tornado warnings. John Cena beat Cody Rhodes. We always knew John Cena was the GOAT, but yeah. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, by the way. Big. Elaine, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. By cheating? Oh no, do we have lore here? Mr. Twister, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Trisha, thank you so much for upgrading your channel membership to a 5% membership. Sorry guys, just reading a few things on Twitter here. Belvedere, Illinois, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. I think you guys are good. Yeah, you guys are north of the tornado watch. You might not even see any thunderstorms there. It might just end up being rain for that area. Altman, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Says, I appreciate your accurate forecast and love your interaction with Max. I think Max actually has some of the most accurate and consistent forecasts. There's not like many people who actually stick to consistent uploads. And I think the consistent uploads are really, really fun and useful for the viewers because, I mean, you can just work it into your daily routine. DeSoto, Illinois, you're okay. You're in this tornado warning, but like I said, I do think they're going to allow this to expire, and that's why they issued the downstream watch. Mr. Twister, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Going to Summit in 2026? Most likely. We'll see how cheap plane tickets are. It's hard for me just because I am still in school another year. So, it's also just inconvenient. The timing's inconvenient, but we're going to do what we can to make it there. Tracer GG, thank you for another donation, $20 super chat. Guys, we don't need to be super chatting. Keep your money. Regina, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Joha, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. By the way, mods, is Nightbot working? Because I tried to set up Nightbot so we'd have some sort of like spam moderation. I think it's actually working this time. Elaine, thank you so much for becoming a 5% channel member. What do you think of the storm in Genoa, Illinois? That is not the right town. This is also north of our tornado watch. This is just going to be a scattered generalized rain shower. What's your cat's name? I have one cat named Chip and one cat named Oreo. Aurora, you guys may see some sub-severe winds in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range, but most of this is already starting to degenerate, so it's already weakening, and it might actually fully weaken by the time it gets to you, and it'll be sub-special weather statement worthy. We're down to 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning now. And this tornado warning has almost no rotation on it. There's a chance that we could see something try and spin up in this region further down the line, but it would need to do more working and sort of moving around before it would potentially produce a tornado. Yo, thank you so much for another $5 super chat. West Frankfort, Illinois. We'll take a look at that real quick. You guys are downstream of this tornado warning. Same thing with the severe thunderstorm warning. That downgrade probably indicates that there's not going to be a tornado potential for at least the time being. Small potential, but nothing significant. Pettis is still not a mod. I guess the world keeps spinning. Or Pettis. Juliet, you're good. Vienna, you're good. West Tennessee, we have a few scattered showers making their way into the region, but nothing is severe. Martin, Tennessee, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you much for the $5 super chat, by the way, Robin. You guys are up here over by Union City. Honestly, I think most of these are going to completely cease to exist by the time they get to you. The Poplar Bluff with a $2 super chat. Why didn't Max name his first cat Cat 1? That's actually a great idea. We could have had Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, and Cat 6 just for the funny memes. DeSoto, you're okay. Just a severe thunderstorm, so still take it seriously. Don't be outside, be indoors, but no tornado there. In fact, that warning was just canceled for the region. LaSalle County, you're good. We only have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings now. It's this one that we just talked about in Illinois. I believe there's one in Missouri still. Actually, it seems like... Oh, yeah, there it is. This is our severe thunderstorm warning near Cape Girardeau. Will, what are your thoughts on the 5-second penalty? So Max was behind at the apex of the corner, but they said in the pre-race meeting that they were going to let that slide, and they didn't let it slide. So I think it was a stupid penalty, but, you know, got to nerf Max Verstappen. Kim, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. By the way, guys, we're going to be doing a lot more members-only content this summer, especially when we get out chasing. There's going to be a bunch more content. I do think there are still some old stuff up there, but I have a lot of big plans for that. There's going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes tours and stuff. And there'll probably be some members-only content with Max when I go out there this summer. What's the biggest storm you've seen? Probably the Harlan, Iowa tornado, that giant wedge tornado from last year. Vincent Flores says Oscar is better than Lando. That is absolute facts. Effingham, Illinois, you're good. Fairfield, Illinois, you're good. Enlightened Truth Seeker, I'm in Wisconsin. A lot of people think that I'm by Max. Some people even think that I'm like roommates with Max. No, I'm actually in Wisconsin. He's in Florida, so quite far away, actually. Karma, I have 2 cats. They're just both not here right now. Kennett, Missouri, you're good. We only have 1 severe thunderstorm warning in Missouri, and it's not even that concerning. It's over here north of Cape Girardeau. Indiana, you're good. Basically everywhere in Indiana outside of the area directly around Evansville will probably not see anything too significant out of this. Even Evansville, you're just looking at some maybe marginal severe thunderstorms risk there. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, you're good. I think we just got a new mesoscale discussion. Actually not new, but I don't think this has been showed yet on Max's stream or mine, so we're going to go ahead and show it quick, but the severe threat is going to continue across Tornado Watch 157. Justin, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Oh my god. Joha, thank you so much for a $50 super chat. I think you're up to like $100 on the day. That's literally insane, dude. You don't have to do this. Keep your money. Max provided instrumental when me and my fire department needed it during severe weather near my county in southern Ohio. Had 3 roll through in March. I remember that. I was following that on radar. That event sort of surprised me. I didn't expect that one to be as significant as it was. Check velocities on tilt 2. Velocities aren't really that concerning on the storm here near Cape Girardeau, but it is the most likely one to wrap up. Aiden with a 420 donation on 420. Are you a cheese curd connoisseur? I am. I love my cheese curds. I have a Culver's literally 3 minutes from me. Ryan is having another child? I heard that, actually. I've met Echo before. I think I've met Echo and Otto, actually. I love Echo, by the way. Echo's amazing. Do you get paid in cheese curds? Yeah. Max DoorDashes me cheese curds. Riley, the reason we've had a lot of storms recently is just because we're in that transitional phase between winter and summer. So, more unstable jet streams, more severe weather. Robert, I didn't leave the Y'all Squad. I still actually work with the Y'all Squad to do disaster relief. Waukesha, Wisconsin, you're good. CD Lamb, I'm going to school for water resources. So basically everything after water falls out of the sky. Kelsey, we'd cover New England if there was a warning in New England. Anywhere there's a warning, we're going to talk about it. Weiler, I'm 21. Boomer, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. PB Snipes, I do know Charlie, actually. Charlie's one of my good friends. We talk all the time. We're in Cornbelt Storm Chasers together. Not sure if you've heard of that group, but yeah, there's like 6 or 7 of us in it at this point, so he's one of the people in it with me. When is the next big multiple days of storms? Funny you should ask, actually, because there is the bowling ball trough of all time on the GFS right now. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Alright, so this is the GFS model. Obviously, take anything you see on this model with a grain of salt just because it is so far out, but what we're looking for is basically any sort of trough that could do, or could force some severe weather. I need to get my pen pulled up. Epic Games Launcher, tempting. No, we need the Epic Pen. Alright, there's my pen. Alright, so this was our trough today, and this is what caused our severe weather. And we can see over the next few days, this is going to very quickly work its way out of the country to the northeast and no longer pose any sort of severe weather threat. However, further down the line, we have this sort of weak system here between Thursday and Friday. This shouldn't do anything too significant in the U.S., However, I know the next system after this is the one that looks like it could be something to watch. We have a very, very strong bowling ball trough working its way through the U.S., and this is going to eject off to the north and east. This is the kind of system in April and May that does bring those notable tornado outbreaks. So this is definitely something to watch. It is still 222 hours out. So it's probably not going to look exactly like this, but nonetheless, the signal is there, and it is still something to talk about. Just got a new severe thunderstorm warning up here near Benton. Actually, I think that was an update, so we trimmed our polygon. I think it was more like this, yeah. How big was the tri-state tornado? I actually don't know off the top of my head. Kamikaze, the only time I'd go live at the same time as Max is if I was storm chasing. But I'm never going to do severe weather at the same time as Max just because me working for him and relaying stuff to him through his feed, it will be more effective on the higher end severe weather days because 2 people's always better than 1. So the combination of us both on his channel will be able to do more for more people. Bro, Joho, you're up to like $200 today, bro. You want to go out and assist in disaster response when I have the money to get a more reliable vehicle and some personal gear? Hey, the best thing you can do to help in disaster response is honestly, in my opinion, just help spread the word about things before they happen, and then make sure people don't forget about things after they happen, because a lot of times people will forget about these significant events, and then there's no help sent to them. That happens a lot with flooding. But yeah. Apricot Rose, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you for keeping us informed. Hey, I don't know why, but around like 9 p.m. I had this sudden burst of energy, and now I'm committed to staying here until we have 0 severe thunderstorm warnings and 0 tornado warnings. Hunter's a terrible driver. He is. Everyone knows Hunter's a terrible driver. How's it going, Slinky? Welcome in from Australia. By the way, we just hit 13,000 subscribers. We've gained 5,000 subscribers in like the last 3 severe weather setups, which is absolutely insane, guys. The support has been absolutely wild. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. Nashville, Illinois looks good. Nashville, Tennessee, you guys have some gusty storms and light rain making their way in, but nothing concerning. Great job with you and Max. Thank you, thank you. You like your voice better than Max Velocity? Yeah, Max's voice is kind of squeaky and annoying, isn't it? Kidding. Kidding. Max's voice is relaxing. I don't know what you guys mean. I listen to it more than anyone, trust me. I'm a reliable source when it comes to this. I wonder if he's watching. He probably just decided to tune in. He's gonna be like, wow. My own work partner's hating on me. Clarksville, Tennessee. Always someone from Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville, you're good. Oh, and he is here. Look at that. Spoke him into existence there. I like how we have Will saying Max doesn't exist right next to Max sending... Oh my god. Now bro's just copying exactly what I'm saying. Word for word, bar for bar. Would you look at that? Union City, Tennessee, you're good. Riley better than Max? Objectively false. Indianapolis, you're good. How long have you been interested in weather? Since birth. No, basically my entire life, as long as I can remember, I've been interested in weather. And if you ask my parents, they'll say the same thing. Yeah, Max, go to sleep. Max, if we look at the weather in Florida, there's literally nothing going on. You're good to go to sleep. You're safe. I'll circle an area in Florida where you're good to go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go study. Riley has cooler glasses than Max. These glasses cost me $14, and they're the greatest pair of glasses every single time. This is also like my 10th pair because they don't last that long, but yeah. Good night, Axel. Zenny, yep. Zenny never fails. Yeah, Max, listen to Dale. No micromanaging. Come on now. Gotta keep it real. Go on a severe weather tour, or should I say a lack of severe weather tour, shall we? Gonna open up the dual panel and look for any rotation whatsoever, and so far, there is exactly nothing. And there continues to be nothing as we continue our trip north. Wow, look at that. Special weather statement. Poplar Bluff, Fort Myers is good. Can we hear more on your GR level 2 CC algo you mentioned earlier today? Yeah, so obviously because there are no CC drops right now, I can't really show much of it. On my other computer, I have extra radar files downloaded, but I don't have it on this one. But it's called this PTDS up here. And it's basically an algorithm that calculates whether or not a storm has the potential of producing a debris ball. I'll turn it to the double panel here quick and we can talk about it and the few things that are, wow, it's not switching the right panel for me. So the one thing, just like CC drop, that you always want to check is make sure that you're not in clear air. So we can see that we have those white returns right here, but there's nothing in terms of reflectivity. So that's still important to check. But let's say that there was a giant reflectivity ball in that area, and we saw these whites. Those whites mean that there's most likely a 100% chance of a debris ball in that area. It's basically like CC but inverted, so instead of having low values where there's something going on, you have high values. So it's nice to use in conjunction with satellite, because you can just put it on top of satellite, be like, hey, if you see your house in this area, there's a debris ball indicating a tornado over that area. Paducah, you're good. Michelle, thank you so much for becoming a 5% channel member. Altman's Nightbot is automated. I set it up today. By the way, guys, we are down to one severe thunderstorm warning here near Benton, Illinois. And this will be expiring in 8 minutes, so we'll see if they reissue that. Why weren't some storms PDS warned? That's a great question. I do think it is really easy in the moment to double guess what the NWS is doing, but in the end, they are pretty good at following their guidelines to a T, and they have their guidelines in place for a reason. I do think it is fair to question situations like we had today, where there is definitely a significant tornado on the ground, and why that warning isn't upgraded. But yeah, when you really do think about it, it shouldn't change the way that people are reacting, whether there's a radar indicated warning or a PDS tornado warning. And in fact, most people in the general public don't understand or even know that there is a difference between the two warnings, and that's something that us as weather enthusiasts are more likely to see. But yeah, you just saw aliens. Never know. Madison, Alabama, you're good. Which weather radar site is the best? Whichever one's closest to the storms and has the lowest beam height is the radar site you want to use most of the time. There are situations where you need to use 2 different, if not 3 different radar sites to look at specific storms due to other random contamination or radar artifacts that may occur, but normally just use the one that has the lowest beam height for the storm. The storm by Cape Girardeau is actually mostly through Cape Girardeau. The only thing we have there is sub-severe, and it's moving pretty rapidly off to the north and the east. So it'll be out of there pretty soon. You still got a little bit of scattered showers and sub-severe convection behind that, but you guys are almost done with the severe weather. Illinois is where we have our one severe thunderstorm warning at this point in time. Honestly, most of this up here doesn't look like it is going to become severe at any point in time, but this stuff down here to the south is either severe or could become severe. The bluffs were so foggy on the drive back to college. I believe it. Your dew points were pretty close there in La Crosse, so. A no precip tornado is cool. They're definitely fun to look at, but still, there's always a fine line between a cool tornado and obviously a destructive tornado. Like, I wish all tornadoes just existed in cornfields with nothing else. How far away do you think we are from radars across the country that can scan a precise height? So I'm assuming many of you guys have watched Twisters, but we are, or I guess not we, I guess NOAA is working on that style of radar where we don't have to scan in different layers. It's just basically a panel, and it's phased array radar, so you just point one in every direction and we scan like that. I do think those are going to be a better radar, but they're most certainly not going to stretch all the way across the country. The power that would be needed for a radar that could stretch all the way across the country would be absolutely insane, and you're just going to have a better resolution and higher accuracy having something on a smaller scale. Levi, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, by the way. As a storm chaser, what do you feel movies get wrong about the storm chaser community? That's a great question. I feel like they just push the stereotype a little too hard. By the way, we have 3 minutes left on our only severe thunderstorm warning so far. Niles, Illinois, you're good. Oh my god, double super chats at the same time. Sunflower says hit that like button. Hey, that's the best way to get a stream in the algorithm and let people know that there is still someone covering a singular severe weather warning at 11 p.m. at night. Paris, Tennessee, you guys are good. We'll throw it down to Paris, Tennessee real quick. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, by the way, Alan. That is not Paris, Tennessee, Radar Omega. That is Paris, Tennessee. You guys are not in the tornado watch. You're under the marginal risk, but I don't even think these storms are going to be severe by the time they reach you. And they're not even severe right now, and they're only going to weaken from here. Max, are you still watching? Max might have already gone to bed. Who knows? Is there rotation on the storm near Sugar Grove? We can take a look. No. I'm going to pre-fire no. Just by looking at what it looks like on reflectivity. Nope. All good. You're still here. The thing you just sent me on Discord, the do not read portion of it was actually blocked from my screen, so I started reading that. I was like, oh, it says do not read. Look at me go. So good at reading, I can't read do not read. Kankakee, Illinois. Wow, we're just trying to give me hard town names here. You guys will probably be fine. Joha, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Manpower is always an issue during disasters, especially with the cleanup. What classes? My mom's asking me what classes I have tomorrow. I have soils at 10 a.m. Then I have water chemistry at noon. And then I have wetlands ecology at 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Wetlands ecology at 2 o'clock. Dwight, Illinois, you're good. Oh, we're gonna get a nice and contaminated. What is this? Got a little silly little radar scan going on here. You feel like I'll be at 100K subs by the summer? Funny enough, someone else just DM'd me the exact same thing. I told Max, I would love to get 100K subs at like literally any point in my life, just because the thought of having a play button is wild and just seems so unreachable. That's like my whole goal in life, is to have a play button, and then after that we'll just be at like peak life. Goofy Ridge, Illinois. The storms are all past you in Goofy Ridge. No more goofy weather in Goofy, Illinois. Or Goofy Ridge, Illinois. No more warnings, yeah. 0 and 0. We're lucky there's a tornado watch, though, because I'm pretty sure if there were no warnings, my overlay would trip out and be completely confused on what's going on. I'm pretty sure it goes all gray, actually. It just says default everywhere. Granny Barb, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Going to sleep, listening to you on my headband. Hey, it's better than listening to Dad snoring. Welcome in, D-Man. How's it going? Jared, why are we glazing, man? Come on now. We talked about the glazing. There's hail in Manuka. I have caps on. There might be a very, very small hail core here southeast or southwest of Morris, but nothing overly significant. You watch any soccer? Soccer is like the one sport that it's just like rough to watch. Like, I can't do it. It's just, there's just not enough that goes on. Steven, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I like baseball and I like basketball. The weather community questions are always crazy once there's no weather. It's like, alright, what now? We're all bored. Mount Carmel, Illinois, you're good. How long have we been live so far? 41 minutes? Crazy Coffee, I'm a Twins fan, unfortunately. Really rough team to be a fan of because they like to make it to the playoffs and lose almost immediately. This weather sucks. Ryan, you could have seen a tornado today, but you were in Nebraska. Kidding, of course. Sleep is good. J-Man, can we get an update for Dwight and Gardner? We can. You guys are on the very south edge of almost the only area of decent precipitation we have up here southwest of Chicago. Sub-severe, maybe some slight wind gusts, but not even a special weather statement for you guys at this moment. Lake Charles, you're good. I don't even know. Yeah, barely even raining down here. There's some stuff in Texas, but it'll probably be gone pretty soon. Goreville, Illinois, you're under a special weather statement. This was one of those storms that was severe warned, but it's no longer severe warned. Special weather statement for winds up to 50 miles an hour. No hail. Are you graduating from college this spring? No, I don't graduate till next spring. Unfortunately. Sherry, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Do you have a degree for meteorology? No, I'm actually going to school for water resources. Evansville, Indiana, you're good. Houston, you're good. Levi with the hot question. What's your opinion on the EF scale? The scale for what they built the scale for is perfect. However, the scale for how the general public applies it is absolutely atrocious. It's not a tornado strength scale, it's a damage scale. But everyone is like, oh, this is an EF3. Well, that EF3 could have had the winds of an EF5. It just didn't do the damage of an EF5, so it's rated an EF3. That's the issue with it. Joha, thank you so much for becoming a 5% channel member. Martin, thank you so much for becoming a 2% channel member. Carmi, Illinois, you're good. Bring out the tungsten cube. This dude knows. He knows the strategy. He knows where it's at. We do actually have rotation here. I would not be surprised if we see a tornado warning for this. This would be probably issued for areas going towards Mill Shoals, Fairfield, and Albon. So this is something to keep an eye on over the next few minutes. We do see that hook on reflectivity. We'll stay here to see if they issue a tornado warning for this storm, and if they don't issue that tornado warning in the next 10-15 minutes here, we'll probably call it a night, but I do think they'll issue a tornado warning for that. Let me pull my GR2 up here. Troy, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. Now it looks worse? No, actually, that scan. Here we got a nice little CC clear airdrop trying to bait us into thinking there's a tornado warning, or a tornado on the ground there. Urbanus, Illinois, you guys are good. You are outside of the, actually you guys are inside the tornado watch, but outside the marginal risk. I think the storms will be sub-severe by the time they get to you. Granny, thank you so much for becoming a 10% hatched channel member. We'll pull out the light blue marker. I'm going to draw where I think this warning would be, and we can see how close we are to what the NWS issues, if the NWS issues it. By the way, guys, basically every storm in every area outside of this area that we have marked right now is perfectly fine right now. How'd you get that 3D view of radar you showed yesterday? That is in this program on GR2. I have it set to hail core right now, but yeah. QLCS EF5 inbound. I don't think there's ever been a QLCS EF5, and I don't think there will ever be a QLCS EF5. How's Dallas, Texas? You are good. Dallas is good. See our next radar update here. Still showing that hook. I think the velocity will take a few more seconds to update here. Memphis, you're good. Here comes our velocity update, by the way. Still have that small couplet here. We're probably just waiting for a few confidence building scans on the NWS's side before we see a tornado warning for this thing. By the way, guys, how do we feel about the dual panel? There's always mixed perspectives on the dual panel. It doesn't bother me, but I do think it bothers some people. We can do dual panel or single panel. I just prefer dual panel to see both of them at the same time. It's a W, it's good. We need a quad. We have a quad, Will. We just don't look at it that frequently. Yeah, it's nice for one storm. If there's more than one storm going on, I do think it gets pretty confusing. Yeah, Max is not a fan of the dual panel, for the record. Quad for the win. I think quad's too much. Just too much stuff going on for on screen. Max is allowed to be a hater if he wants to be a hater. Grundy County. We'll go ahead and take a look at Grundy County. Oh, there's one in Illinois, Tennessee, Missouri, and Iowa. I'm going to assume you're talking about the one in Illinois. Tell me if you're wrong, or tell me if I'm wrong, but you guys are good there. Go back down towards this storm. Just wish there was a separation between them. I do too, but I wish they need like a black line here. Northwest Mississippi, you are good. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, by the way, Aaron. New Harmony, Indiana, you're good. I am kind of surprised that they've withheld issuing a tornado warning for the storm. It's nothing overly significant, but I mean, the potential is definitely there. It's part in the upper levels too. It's not a small mesocyclone by any means. Getting another scan here, but radar will be just behind on velocity. How's it going, Wills? Northwest Illinois, you guys are good. What should I expect in Humboldt, Tennessee? You guys are good to go to sleep in Humboldt, Tennessee. And it looks like this is going to stop any rotation that it was doing. A very small amount of rotation that it was doing may come to an end here. There's a small area of convergence here. I would be surprised to see a warning for that. How'd you learn all this radar reading and weather analysis? Literally just watching YouTube videos about weather, basically. Basically how I learned everything that I know is just watching other people do it on YouTube. Michelle, it sounds like there was a tornado in Columbia, Missouri. There were reports of a metal outbuilding that was completely destroyed. D-Man, thank you so much for the 5 gifted Mr.Dibble memberships. Everyone who got a membership, Karma, Silas, Katsu, Division, Salty Beat. Make sure you guys thank D-Man for that. WD-Man in the chat. Random soil fact? Dude, I don't even know. What category of soil fact? There's so many different options. There's our reflectivity scan, velocity scan. There we go. Predictably behind. Frozen, but once again appears weaker. Good night, Dottie. Fixman88, welcome to the 2% channel members. Martin, I'm getting my degree in water resources with a minor in soil science. Once again, for any of you who are just tuning in, we have literally no severe thunderstorm warnings and no tornado warnings right now. We just have this now very broad area of rotation near Fairfield, Illinois, almost on its way into Indiana. Jason, to get a job with the NWS or something in the private meteorology sector, you normally do need a meteorology degree, but to do something on social media, as long as you know what you're talking about and you're not just guessing, especially make sure you're not guessing in an industry like this, you're good to do whatever you want, honestly. I mean, a lot of storm chasers don't have meteorology degrees, and I think it's sort of a false narrative that you need a meteorology degree to do something like storm chasing. Yeah, everything died super quickly. Good night, Raina. Thanks for tuning in. You have a cat or dog or other pet? I have 2 cats here, 3 dogs here, and then at my parents' house I have 1 cat. 3 cats, 3 dogs total. Mount Vernon, Illinois, you're in the clear. Western Kentucky, you have a small risk, but it'll maximize basically as soon as the storms enter Western Kentucky. Our tornado threat for like the next 6 hours is basically maxed out right now. There's just a small chance that we may have a storm like this one trying to quickly wrap up. Mississippi, you are good. Outlook for Tilted Towers, same thing as yesterday. As long as you're before Zone 4, you're good. Stay inside, and then after Zone 4, get out and rotate to the next storm. Good night, D. Cape Girardeau, you're good. Charleston, Illinois, you're good. Radar Omega versus Radar Scope. See, this is going to be a hot take, but both. I don't like having one radar app. If you can't tell by the fact that I have 2, I actually have 3. I also have GR3 on this computer. And I use all of these in conjunction with each other, just in case one of them decides to freeze, go down, or whatever. Karma, we should get a pretty quiet rest of the night. Milwaukee, you're good. Foot knockout, you get GR2 on GR2's website. Just Google Gibson Ridge Analyst version 2, or Gibson Ridge version 2 Analyst 3, I believe it is. It's something like that. You download it off their site, and you get a 30-day free trial, and then you have to pay, I think, $250 for a lifetime license. Maria, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You didn't have to do that. Freezeport, you're good. Yeah, GR2 is super expensive, but that's because it's got a bunch of super duper extra stuff on it. You just got your Skywarn certificate on the 16th of this month. Congratulations. Good night, JAH. Or JHH. Thanks for tuning in. $250 for life is not expensive. $250 will always be expensive, no matter what it's for. Mama Kai do storm chase, and actually we plan to do a good amount of storm chasing this summer on our lower end days. Good night, Joha. Thank you so much for all of your support today, and another $5 super chat. You have been absolutely insane. Thank you so much for your support tonight and every other night as well. Bro, why does this Nightbot chatbot have 2, bro? Piece of cake? Calm down, bro. Finishing my basics at college and then going to major in meteorology. Any advice? Pay attention in math class. Go to class. Evansville, Indiana. You guys have a couple of storms off to your south. I think you're actually going to get in between the gap of the 2 most severe storms that we have going on here. So you guys should be pretty much big chillin', if you will. D Horan, thank you so much for a $5 super chat on Radar Omega. There are like no live cameras in the Northeast. If you ever need anyone to storm chase, you're in. I think they're working on getting more cameras in the Northeast, hopefully. They do have a pretty substantial camera network. This thing's gonna wait until the second after I stop streaming, and then they're gonna tornado warn it. Kind of just how it works, though. Big chillin' is my new favorite phrase. Big chillin' is an amazing thing. Big chillin' is the highest stage of chillin'. Not Bing chilling. Big chillin'. Caleb, I can. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I had to use that in class last week, unfortunately. Oh, I'm on top chat again, not live chat. Dang it. Means I've been missing some of the messages. Avocado, that is for quadratic equations. You want Cortic? I don't know, no Cortic. Yeah, the quadratic formula song. It's a million letters? No thanks. Let's look up the Cortic formula. Light work. Small math equation, if you will. I feel like anyone can memorize this. You enjoy covering tornadoes or hurricanes more? Probably tornadoes, just because hurricanes are really, really long, and there's like a 1 to 2 hour window where there's something going on. Average differential equation problem, basically. From live tornado watches to math, what happened here? Bro, we ain't got no tornado warnings. We don't have a singular warning besides 3 flash flood warnings. There's still this brief or broad area of rotation, but they haven't warned it already. They're probably not going to warn it anytime soon. Actually, in this scan, it does have a hook on it. I'm still convinced that they're going to warn this at some point, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Good night, Darkjoy. Did you go to school for this? I did not. Braidwood, Illinois, you are good. Union City, Tennessee, you're good. Do other countries get tornado outbreaks? We do. Yes, but not as frequently and not normally as strong. When are you getting some cool water facts? What water facts do we want? David, you can go to bed. Aurora, you can go to bed. Soil absorption rate for what? Anything cool about pH impact on ecosystems? pH actually isn't that big of a deal where I am, just because we have so much dolomite and other sorts of limestone, so we have quite the acidity buffer. Crazy Coffee, Caleb is my younger sibling. Definitely not older. Paducah, Kentucky, you can go to bed. Rotation's like, wow. Nice job, Pen. Rotation's like basically gone. Anderson, Indiana, you guys are good to go to bed. Basically everyone, every single person can go to bed at this point in time. My brother isn't a member, that's okay. He can keep his money, I guess. Nick Gorman, you can't go to bed, get to work. Classes dismissed, yeah. Severe weather's dismissed, I just don't want to end yet. Still got 3,000 people watching. We also just hit another milestone, 13,500 subscribers now. And we hit 13,000 literally today. We're up 500 in like the last 50 minutes. You bought $40 of Coca-Cola last week? You did, and it's probably almost gone. Potentially. Yeah, Jambo, this doesn't even feel like a job. Feels like I'm just sitting here for fun. Landon, there's not been a PDS tornado, although there should have been. There should have been like 6 or 7 PDS tornado warnings in the last 2 days, and we've seen exactly 0. Alright, guys. It's 11 p.m. I have class early in the morning, and there are 0 severe weather warnings right now. We might have to start to wrap it up here. Memphis, you're good. Everyone's good. No severe warnings right now. You vote we pull an all-nighter? Went live too early for an all-nighter. Can't stream longer than 2 hours. Shout out YouTube. Alright. I'm going to bed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll do another quick look up and down, but yeah, I really don't see anything overly concerning, which, I mean, kind of get that from the no severe thunderstorm warnings, but yeah. I do think there is actually the off chance that either Max or I will be live Tuesday. Probably more likely that I'll be live than him, just because it's going to be a rather low-end event and Max has finals, but nonetheless, there'll be a video then, so make sure you tune into that tomorrow morning. Watch the video on Max's channel. And yeah, I will see you guys next time there is severe weather. Goodbye. Thank you so much for the support. I have the Minnesota goodbye. I definitely do. My mom tells me I do, and I totally do. I'm so bad at saying goodbye. Go? Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta go to bed. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.